The way to drive people to the polls is by scaring them. They're lying to women all over America saying that they can't have an abortion anymore, which that's a lie. There's plenty of places that women can easily get an abortion. They're lying to gay Americans saying that Republicans are trying to take away gay marriage when that's not something. I haven't even seen a bill that says anything like that.
Here, I'll go a little bit further with gay marriage. I firmly believe that marriage is a union made by God between a man and a woman. That is my belief about marriage, and that is where I stand on it, and I won't apologize for it.
There's ignorance, and then there's this.
And the so-called plane that crashed into the Pentagon. It's odd, there's never any evidence shown for a plane.
That's Dairy Queen explaining how 9/11 was an inside job, and now this mentally challenged hillbilly is saying that Democrats controlled Hurricane Helene to attack red states before the election. Yeah, Dairy Queen then posted a map of the areas most affected by the hurricane with an electoral map by political party. She said,
"This is a map of hurricane-affected areas with an overlay of electoral map by the political party. Shows how hurricane devastation could affect the election."
Look, Dairy Queen is more than a barefoot member of Congress from a small district in Georgia with 2 gas stations, a Denny's, and 150 churches. She symbolizes the anti-science, anti-intellectualism of MAGA, and maybe the whole Republican Party. And as incredulous as it might seem to have this person as a sitting member of Congress, that's all in the Republicans. Remember, when the Democrats held the House, they banned her from committee assignments after she threatened Pelosi's life.
She's a traitor to our country. She's guilty of treason.
That's right.
She took an oath to protect American citizens and uphold our laws. And she gives aid and comfort to our enemies who illegally invade our land. That's what treason is. And it's a crime punishable by death.
As horrible as Trump's racist, xenophobic, malignant narcissism can be, his pustulant spawns are even more dangerous, rooting out more hatred and ignorance from America's dark orifices.
They have execution after birth.
You're saying that in California you can kill a newborn baby up to 4 weeks until after it's born?
Absolutely.
That's not true.
That is true.
That's not true.
That's the law in the last year or two.
That is not true. That's not true.
You need to go do your research.
And there are a lot of fecal missionaries in Trump's circle of from his sycophantic dotards like Ted Cruz.
This election was rigged.
To the Jim, I'll wrestle your son in my basement, Jordan. To Lauren, I'll lend a hand, Boebert. To this Humps 15 Minutes.
You know, if you didn't know the TV footage was a video from January the 6th, you would actually think it was a normal tourist visit.
To the dangerous attacks by the weak and intellectually challenged squad of Rand Paul to Aaron Rodgers, whose attacks on Fauci led to the hundreds of thousands who eschewed vaccines for horse enemas. And of course, Johnny Donuts here is on board with the insanity, starting with his attacks on women without children.
A bunch of childless cat ladies.
His bold-faced lies about January the 6th.
Look, what President Trump has said is that there were problems in 2020, and my own belief is that we should fight about those issues, debate those issues peacefully. He said that on January the 6th, the protesters ought to protest peacefully.
Donald Trump refused to acknowledge this. 140 police officers were beaten at the Capitol that day, some with the American flag.
And most notably, his attack on the very institutions of learning.
The professors are the enemy. We have to honestly and aggressively attack the universities in this country.
But Dairy Queen holds a special place in Trump's orifice with her litany of insanity, from QAnon.
Q is a patriot. We know that for sure, but we do not know who Q is. People believe that Q is someone very close to President Trump.
To chasing down David Hogg, a young man who survived the Parkland massacre and made it his life mission to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Facebook posts have surfaced in which Greene called the deadly Parkland high school shooting fake, along with video showing her harassing Parkland shooting survivor David Hogg.
Why are you supporting red flag gun laws that attack our Second Amendment rights? How do you get avid gun owners and people that support the Second Amendment to give up their guns and go along with anti-gun legislation? How do you do that? Maybe you accomplish that by performing a mass shooting into a crowd that is very likely to be conservative. Is that what happened in Las Vegas?
But Greene's specialty is racism. It's melted inside her profound ignorance and piggly wiggly logic on Muslims and Jewish space lasers.
There is an Islamic invasion into our government offices right now. If you want Islam and Sharia law, you stay over there in the Middle East. You stay there and go to Mecca and do all your thing and
you know what, you can have a whole bunch of wives or goats or sheep or whatever you want, but that doesn't make me a racist because I say leave the statue up there. The most mistreated group of people in the United States today are white males.
But here's one to keep you up at nights. Marjorie Taylor Greene sits on the Homeland Security Subcommittee. You see, Trump winning next month is just the beginning. While Dairy Queen here is being usurped by an even crazier genetic deformity.
A fantastic woman, a true patriot, Laura Loomer. This woman is amazing. Laura Loomer. Where is she? The great Laura Loomer. Some of you know Laura. She's a fantastic person, great woman. Laura, how are you? You look so beautiful, as always.
This generation doesn't stand up and defend freedom. It's gone.
Yeah.
And once it's gone, freedom doesn't come back by itself. The only way you get your freedoms back is it's earned with the price of blood. When we rise up, we can end all of this. We can end it. We can do it peacefully. We can. I hope it doesn't have to, we don't have to do it the other way.
Marjorie Taylor Greene will be reelected, and she is respected in this cabal of junior high diplomas.
If Trump wins, will you accept the results?
Of course.
If Kamala wins, will you accept the results?
No. No, because it won't be possible. It'll be an absolute canard. Nobody's really voting for
But you got to, when you listen to yourself say that, that's got to be a red flag, right?
Now, this should scare the shit out of you. This Crackle Barrel crowd of Walmart greeters actually look up to her, which is like asking your dog for help with geometry. These are the same people that believe Trump when he says this.
And you have some of the most brilliant people on Wall Street saying this. The stock market is only up because they think I'm going to win. And if we don't win, according to many people, including one of the greatest Wall Street prognosticators, named Scott Bessent. Has anyone heard of him? One of the most brilliant guys on Wall Street. If I don't win, you will have a 1929 style depression.
Even Goldman Sachs says Trump's economic plan looks like somebody prepping for a colonoscopy. But remember, this is a guy that said this.
They're eating the dogs.
So you know that whatever is wrong with America right now can best be understood by simply listening to Dairy Queen and Trump talk.
You seen the picture of Ruth Bader Gingrich walking through the airport?
Yeah, like the body double for Hillary Clinton. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
So
I do not believe that was Ruth. No.
I know a lot about overtime. I'd hated to give overtime. I hated it. I'd get other people, I shouldn't say this, but I'd get other people in, I wouldn't pay. I hated it. I don't care about you, I just want your vote. I don't care.
And that really tells you everything. Should Trump win, it will be a cancer of unparalleled proportions, infecting our institutions like the EPA, NIH, Health and Human Services, and most significantly, education.
I love the poorly educated.
Giving states the power over women's bodily autonomy, the environment, infrastructure, and school curriculum, it's like letting Dairy Queen drive the school bus. But the thing you should really fear is not Trump or this three-toed sloth. It is the millions of people who hang on their every word. A hurricane can wreak unimaginable havoc and destruction on millions of people in the United States. But for the rising tide of ignorant, racist Republicans, there's but one place to shelter.
I'm ready, let's go.
Goddamn right. I don't want to talk about this stuff.
It's not fair. This isn't their Republican Party anymore.
Who's with me?
Am I wrong?
Yes. Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.